Hey there, it's David from Bite Size Britain. Today, I want to look at the use of AI to help you learn English, especially a new feature in Google Gemini called guided learning. Now, guided learning acts like a teacher. So when you ask to learn a grammar point or an area of vocabulary or an area of writing or speaking, it will try to break that down and organize that in a way that is easier to understand. It's a really good feature. It's completely free, and I want to show it to you today. So we're going to start by looking at how it might, for example, explain a grammar structure to you. So if we look at the screen, first thing to note, I'm in Gemini here. This is the free version. It's completely free to use this. If you look at the bottom where it says tools, if you click on that, one of the options is guided learning. So if you click on the guided learning one, it's going to offer me the paid version. And here you can say what you want to learn. I mean, you can give a lot more detail about your level and about specifically what you want to learn. But if you put something more general, it will try to then specify exactly what it is you want to learn. So for example, if I type in, I want to learn the present perfect. I am an English language student, for example. Okay. So what it does is give you some basic information. It gives you the form, gives you some examples, and then it sort of gives you some different uses of the present perfect. So life experiences, unfinished time, recent actions, and then it kind of asks you, well, which one do you want to study? So it's trying to focus on one small aspect or one small part of the grammar structure. And I think that's a really good thing. It's very difficult to learn all aspects of a grammar structure at the same time. So here it's doing what a good teacher does and focusing on one smaller part, which is easier to learn. So let's say number one, life experiences. Here it gives us an explanation of how the present perfect is used to talk about life experiences, and notes that the focus is on the fact that the event happened, not when it happened. And then it gives you the form. It explains have and has. And then it asks us to answer a question. So here it says, let's try a practice sentence together. So if you want to tell someone that you visited Paris at some point in your life, how would you complete this sentence? And you can just type in have been for this, which I think is correct. Okay. And again, it gives more explanation and information about this. Okay. Here, and then it asks us to do another sentence, this time with a sort of a regular verb, the verb to eat. So she eat lobster before. Okay, I'll try and make a mistake here to see what it does. So I say she have eaten lobster. Let's see what it says. See, almost. You have the right idea by using eaten and the word have. However, we need to look at the subject-verb agreement. Remember, that for he, she, and it, the helper verb changes slightly. I, you, we, they have, he, she, it. And those asking us, what do we put here? Okay, so let's put the correct answer. Has. So let's try again. Let's see what other practice they give us. Let's try one more to practice a different irregular verb. If you want to say that your friends visited a specific place in their lives, how would you change this? Okay, let's say they have seen. Would that be right? Let's see. Okay, and then it goes on to look, for example, at negatives. And it goes through, and it will keep going through step by step, helping you to learn this specific structure. I think this is really, really helpful for students. AI will often give too much information. This makes it a really easy, structured, organized process. Okay, so you can use it for grammar structures, but you can also use this for any other aspect of English language learning. You can use it to help with writing or speaking, listening. You can give it a specific area you want to focus on, and it will help you go through that process. Let's try another one as an example. So in this one, we're going to look at, I want to be able to, let's think of another thing we might want to do, particularly in the UK here. So for example, you might want to learn how to catch a bus and use the correct language. Okay, I'll just say it like that. I want to be able to catch a bus in the UK and learn the correct language. I am a lower level English language learner. Okay, and then it goes through different things. So for example, it talks about the different steps of catching a bus. And then it gives some nice, useful vocabulary, bus stop and timetable and route number. And then it talks about buying a ticket and gives you some sort of key phrases. A single, a return, how much is the fare? And then some information about getting off. And again, it then asks to practice. Okay. So here, you can then see what it says. For example, it says you want to go to the city centre and you want to come back later today. What would you say to the driver to get the right ticket? A single to city centre, please. A return to city centre, please. And this would just be a return. Okay. And again, it goes through the different steps, goes through different parts of the process, and gives useful language and vocabulary along the way. Okay, so I hope you can see this is a really, really helpful way to learn English, and it can be like a teacher for you. I hope it doesn't replace real teachers, but we don't always have a real teacher with us. So this is a good way to go through something which is similar to a lesson, helping you to understand a specific aspect of English. I hope you can try it out. I would love to hear if you do, and tell me in the comments how useful you found it. Okay, thanks a lot. Speak to you soon.